What's going on, Sports Rewind family? We're back, me and Jake. Another Padre only episode. While Jacob and Isaiah are back at pickleball like they do almost every day. So yeah, I mean it's been what
Days. Yeah,
8 days? You said
days.
9 days since we recorded our last episode. I think. Well, I mean I know the Padres are 19
Since
and
the
four, right? Is
All-Star
that the
break.
right record? 19 and four since the All-Star break. Yeah, and
In the
um,
MLB.
I mean they're playing great baseball. Yeah, best thing would be they're playing great baseball. So yeah, I mean, you want to just take us over the last,
Yeah.
or let's just
Okay.
start in
So
Pittsburgh.
who do we came off that series against the Dod? No, it wasn't the Dodgers. It was who did we play? Colorado. Yes, we took two out
Colorado.
of three against Colorado, and then started. That's where we left off. And then since then, we went to Pittsburgh for a three-game set. Swept them. The first or all every game we had to come back in. No, besides the first one. We won 6-0, but the last two games we had to come back in, which was kind of frustrating, but also it's nice to see as a change from last year. That's one of the things that we went over in the last episode was like this team is just the vibe is different. Like they go down and you're like, oh no, we can come back. It's fine. Um,
Oh yeah.
Pitching or we had to go pretty deep into the bullpen a lot of the games. Scott and Suarez were used a lot, and then the bullpen was basically gutted from that rain delay, but they still managed to pull out the sweep. Jackson Merrill, of course, we all know his clutch performance, his clutch gene, game tying home runs in the ninth inning off David Bednar, leading to some extra inning heroics by the team, if you will. Took the last two games in extras, was it right? Or no, one of them was in the ninth, and then one of them was
Oh
in the
yeah, the
extras.
last
Was
two.
it extras?
Yeah, one was the
Yeah,
ninth,
and
one was
then
extras.
or also aided by some bad defense by O'Neal Cruz in the last game. And then we
Phew.
went to Miami, where the games were still a little shaky. Pitching seemed still to be off from um, whatever happened in Pittsburgh, and they gave up a lot of runs. But again, as I said, their team is showing that they can battle back. They can fight. They can stay in games. We had to come back twice. Jackson Merrill again. Two game tying home runs in the ninth and the eighth inning off of the Marlins' very not good bullpen. Um, the Padres taking
Yeah.
advantage once again because we've seen that before. Also, we see it seems like every time the opposing team has a pitcher who just sucks or has not been good, Padres just let them have their career like best game ever, and Padres took advantage
Yeah.
of some pretty weak uh, subpar bullpen arms in Miami in those first two games, winning some close or like some nail biters and extras. And they'll unfortunately dropped the last game again, had to come back. Um, some bullpen mishaps. Yuki Matsui giving up that 2-run home run, put it a little bit out of reach. And then, as I'm sure you guys are all aware of, not the second to last at bat, Hassan Kim hit the ball off the top of the wall, and then it went off that Stowers guy's glove over the fence. We thought it was a home run. Like, apparently, it's a ground rule double because it's some rule.
Stupid.
But yeah, Luis Campusano with
Stupid.
the three worst swings I've ever seen in my life. Um, dropped the last game in Miami. Then we come home to sunny San Diego and take another sweep of the Pittsburgh Pirates. This time it wasn't well, they were still close, but this
Yeah.
time it was the Padres playing from in front most of the time. We got some small leads and then really showed how that shutdown bullpen is going to be a really huge part of the team in the next 40 game stretch that we have to close out the season. First game got a couple runs, and then Hoeing, Scott, Adam, Suarez all came in shut down. Jackson Merrill, instead of showing out on the offensive side, he's been showing out on the defensive side now, besides this game that just happened today. That diamond catch to save the game on Monday uh, with a one run lead
Yeah.
in the ninth. And then the next game, Padres took a 3-run lead. And then Suarez once again shut it down in the ninth. And then today, wow. just Jay Cronenworth from the jump. Two guys get on Jay Cronenworth, boom, into the Crone zone, and they never looked back. Finishing in an 8-2 all around great team win from the San Diego Padres, which takes us to today where we record this episode. They are 19-4 after the break,
Yeah,
playing some great baseball. Yeah, that's about it.
yeah, that's a great recap we had. I mean, just going back to that last Miami game. I mean, it's the rule, I guess, with if it hits the dude's glove and then it goes over to Homer. If not, if it hits the wall. I just want to get into like, I mean, that
Yeah,
one piece of
padding on the wall.
wall or padding or whatever just happened to be slanted.
If it
I
was
just think it's all
any like
crazy.
further back, it would have been just bounced up over the wall. It's just very
Yeah,
unfortunate. So
yeah, it's unfortunate. I
yeah,
mean, you can't win them all, what they say.
unfortunate.
But I mean, and when you're a 19-4 run, you think you're gonna win every single game, but
Yeah,
that's just not how it is. But I mean, we played great baseball in that. But yeah, no, I want to get into some of the guys who just been getting it done offensively. We have, I mean, Cronenworth. He had a big 3-run homer today. But I want to get into David
A
Peralta. I think he's
train.
been really good for the Padres. Homer today, yeah, freight train. Homer today, homered yesterday,
It was his
and then he
birthday
homered
too today.
in Pittsburgh too.
Or birthday
Yeah,
boy.
37th birthday. They're just getting old. But but yeah, so he homered 3 times over
9 games.
the last week or 9 games if you want to say it. So he's been really good. Um, Machado and Bogarts,
Oh,
they've been
that's
good for
really
us. Even though Bogarts, I feel like if there's a runner in scoring position, sometimes he won't get it done. But I mean, he saved us on
insurance
Monday
round.
where he drove in that run with the insurance run, and then Machado getting it done too with O'Neal Cruz also played some bad defense, which has been a theme in the Pittsburgh series this year. Um, but I mean, and then Jackson Merrill, obviously. I mean, the
God
kid's been
bless.
getting it done. The game time homers, great defense. I mean, today he had that 2-run triple to get us, a bigger lead. So that's been great. And then the pitching. I mean, the start, Michael King, he's been great. Dylan Cease, he had a bad start in Miami,
Yeah, but
but
he could
I
like
mean, he can't be great.
kind of blame that on the his missed start in Pittsburgh. Only threw an inning, so
Yeah,
and then it threw off the whole week.
yeah. I mean, that's fine. You're not
Yeah,
gonna get no hitter every single time. Uh, so he had a bad start there, but he's been good overall. Michael King, Joe Musgrove came back through 4 1/3. Um, 2 hits, no runs. So that was great to see him coming back since I think his first start
yeah.
since like May 26th or something like that. Um,
It's a
and then
different
Martin
Martine.
Perez, a different Martin. It's a different Martin. I mean, he was great today against the team that
His
traded
revenge
him.
game.
So, I mean, I mean, the pitching has been great. Pitching has been great, along with the bullpen, like you said, Suarez, Scott, and Adam. Shoot, I mean, this is a great bullpen that you need going into October. So,
I think,
um,
or
so yeah,
or
I
with
mean, I want to
the
highlight.
bullpen, or
What,
as great as it's been, I think a lot of it has had a lot of usage, and especially in the last week.
yeah,
I saw um, what's his name, Schiltz post game interview. I think it was yesterday, where Kevin Acee asked him about the high usage
yeah,
from the bullpen, and he gave him a good response from his point of view, but like it's a valid concern to see how much usage the bullpen is getting, especially when it's not all stars. Like as I said, Yuki Matsui gave up that 2-run homer. He's been a lot better recently, but he's still not at the level of the other high leverage guys, and that can hurt us if we're seeing too much usage. So the starting pitching was really great, and we need that more so that we can save the Hoings and the Scott and the what's his name, Adam and Suarez, all of them, not to use too much. I
Suarez,
mean,
yeah,
obviously we're going to need to use the long relief middle guys, but just to not gut the bullpen, we need first of all run support as well as the starting pitching to continue doing well. So we need to um, continue like saving the bullpen as much as possible because like the lower end is
yeah.
still not as shut down as the top guy. Yeah.
It's a little shaky. Yeah, I think today was big with the 8-2 lead or 8-2 win to not have to use those big boys. I mean, they were unavailable, I think, anyways. Suarez and Scott. Adam might have been available, but it's still good to give him rest day going into tomorrow's off day. But yeah, I think you need more of that, like more of the big run leads. I mean, I mean, it takes us into the next thing I want to talk about, the stretch of baseball we have coming up. Colorado, they've been tough against us in the past, and it's at course, so it's like you're going to see a lot of runs. But then with the Twins, the Mets, and the Cardinals coming up next week, you're gonna have to close those games. I feel like, you know,
Yeah,
um, I mean, you're gonna need those guys like Suarez, Adam, and Scott to shut down. I mean, I like to see him. I mean, Scott said he likes to pitch every game, but I
it's
mean,
nice to
that's
hear
kind of
though.
unrealistic. So,
I'm like,
um,
he
so
can
yeah, I
shut
mean,
down the games.
what do you think is a big thing like next week
Um,
with like that stretch of baseball that
I
we have
think
coming up?
it's really just on the offense to get to stay up because um this whole season when we've played right, I'll start with the Rockies series. This whole series or year that we've played them, it just seems like they can't hit. We've been at a couple of the games against the Rockies,
Yeah,
and they just forget how to hit. I guess against them, especially against Gomber and I know Cal
we don't
Quantrill's
have to face it though.
pitching, and then what's his name, Freeland. Yeah, so the
Freeland.
two of their
Yeah.
higher end pitchers, if you can call them that. Oh, well, Quantrill's been pretty good this year, but I think we need the offense to stay going because the pitching has been, as we've said, incredible. We can't overstate that enough. But we need the offense to have games like today, especially against these teams. Like the Rockies are one of the worst teams in baseball. They just got killed today by the Diamondbacks, a team that we need to keep up with. They choked the last two games against them before today, and it's in cores. Like it's such a obviously a hitter friendly ballpark. We need to take advantage of that. Put the ball in the air, stop uh, giving up because like we still see some moments of like the 2023 Padres where we'll have runners in scoring position and then hit a ground ball to the right side and then move them over, but then they'll hit
Yeah.
another ground ball and not score or like hit like strike out and fly out or whatever, not take advantage. So we need to the offense is going to be the biggest thing, especially against the Rockies pitching because their bullpen sucks. Their starting pitchers are okay, but they're not like Jacob DeGrom. So it's just you need to take advantage because this is a series that we should sweep. It shouldn't be in this position where we're like scared of the Rockies. We need to like blow them out of the water. Not even if like not
Yeah.
in
No.
every game, it's like
Yeah.
10-1, 10-0. Like just solid wins, like enforce yourselves on them and like dominate and get out of there.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. That's. I mean, we're in a stretch right now where if we win, what I think we have 42 games left.
Yeah,
If we
41,
win
41.
21 of those 42 games, so 21 and 19 or 41, 21 and 19 record over that time, we'll win 90 games this year. So I mean, I think
Yeah.
and that's basically 500. So I mean, if you're gonna go 500, hopefully. I mean, knock on wood that during this next stretch of baseball. But I mean, if you can win 95 games, I mean that gets you in the playoffs. That might even win you the division
Yeah, they
if the
lost
Dodgers keep
today,
falling off
so
like
they're
they
only
are.
2.5 games
Um,
back.
yeah, yeah. But Arizona is also another team that is playing really good baseball, and you're gonna have to catch
So
them too.
the
So it's not
Padres,
just the Dodgers,
Diamondbacks, and
but
Dodgers have the top three records after the All Star break in the entire major league. So it's going to be a race,
yeah, which is crazy.
unfortunately.
But somebody I just saw like this news earlier. I think like an hour
Oh
ago.
yeah,
Somebody
Elias
who
Diaz. Yeah, they
Elias
put on
Diaz, that
waivers.
dude got put on waivers. Hey, I
Well,
wouldn't
we
mind
already
it,
have.
honestly. I wouldn't mind it over Camposano though.
I mean,
That dude sucks. Respectfully, he's really not good. So, and I mean, if Elias Diaz, he's hitting 270. If he can hit anything better than
I don't think
Camposano, that's
I don't. I
yeah,
mean, like a Gary Sanchez kind of, but he's it's. I don't. They're
yes.
not going to give up on Campy. Like, yeah, I don't think. Obviously, because
I mean, I would just send him down to get more plate
he
appearances
needs
in
to
the
just work on
freaking in the
his
minors.
discipline because
I
he
mean,
takes some of the worst swings I've ever seen in my life. Like
yes,
every pitch, he's like down on his knees or like
but
swinging up at pitches at his head. It's like,
but he's also one of the
yeah,
worst defensive catchers in the league.
He's
So it's
supposed to be
like,
an offensive
I don't know.
touchdown.
It's a bad recipe. Yeah, it's a bad recipe. Because Higashioka's been pretty good. I mean, he leads the league with home runs, in the catching position. So he's been pretty good. But yeah, I mean, kind of looking forward to the next. I'm gonna disregard the Rocky series, but next week, 9 games,
Yeah, we
or
have
no, I
four
think it's
games
more than
against the
9 games actually.
Mets.
It's like 12 or
We have,
something.
yeah, we have four games against the Mets and the
Well, yeah,
Cardinals. So it's 11.
4 against the Mets,
Three against
4
the
against the
Twins.
Cardinals, yeah, and
It's
3 against. I think we
Mets,
start 3 against the
Cardinals.
Twins Monday,
Yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday. So I mean, right now the Twins are hot. But I mean, we're hot too. So I mean, playing them is huge. And then the Mets, who swept us already.
That's what, yeah,
If we
that was
could
a long time
possibly
ago.
sweep the
It's
Mets,
a whole different thing now.
yeah, possibly sweep the Mets, that'd be huge. And then the Cardinals, a team that's struggling, that's barely five. I think they're a game under 500 now because I think they just got swept by the
Did they?
Reds.
Or something. Yeah.
But they're playing bad baseball too.
You
Yeah,
take advantage of
so that means big. I think this is the last stretch of baseball this year. If you come out of there, like 8-3 or like 7-4, that's huge. Then you're set up. I feel like for the rest of the year because then you get the teams like
Well, and then it's
Chicago,
all going to come
Detroit,
down to the last
those
two
teams are
series.
really not good.
You just have to stay afloat until then.
Exactly, Dodgers, Diamondbacks. Yeah, if you're within 2, 3 games within when you go to Arizona
That's
and
perfect.
LA, shoot, it's gonna be a movie. It's gonna be
Yeah,
a
I
movie.
think how we play against the Twins is going to set the tone for the next two series. Because obviously the Twins are one of the best teams in the AL right now. They're heating up a little bit. They're trying to fight for the top of their division, as weak as it is. But they're still a really good baseball team. They have obviously guys who can hit, so we need the pitching staff to be on point for that game or that series as opposed to the offense in the Rockies series. Obviously, still need to hit, but like we need probably quality starts from all three starters in that series. And I think if you take two out of three and like win a game in like dominating fashion, that's like perfect to that's like a perfect setup for the Mets Cardinals series. Because then I think you can go 3-1 Mets 4-0 Cardinals series, and then that's like just cruise
Yeah,
on past that. So,
yeah. I think the way that the pitching is set up too against the Twins is because this weekend against the Rockies we have Waldron, Musgrove, Cease. So I think we're going to see Martin
yeah,
Perez and shoot, who's our fifth starter?
so,
King, and
Waldron,
then Musgrove, Cease. So I mean, nobody in our rotation right now is really like, oh my gosh, we're gonna
yeah,
get screwed,
Randy
we're gonna get
Vasquez.
raked.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
Martin Perez has
yeah,
been really good since
yeah,
we traded for him. Yeah, so it's like, I mean, I'm good with really anybody pitching, and then our bullpen is nails. So it's like, shoot, I mean, it's a great time to be a Padre fan right now after all these years, man. I mean, last year was horrific, but yeah, we don't want to get too into that. But yeah, I mean, that's really all I had. I mean, big stretch of baseball coming up. Great stretch that we've been on over the last three weeks, I guess it's been. Great to, great to be a
Yes,
Padre, yes sir. Hopefully snow comes back. Anyways, yeah. So I mean, that's all I got.
who the Diamondbacks play this week?
Sports Rewind. We're gonna.
Oh, they play the Rays. They play the
Okay,
Rays.
we can check that out. I think. Oh, they get the Rays. The Rays.
And
Yes, yes,
then the Dodgers play the Brewers again
yes.
tomorrow. So score wise,
And then they go to St. Louis. Yeah.
we just need to stay
So yeah, we'll
within
see how those.
shooting range until that series against them because we have the tiebreaker. Um,
Yeah,
and
it's a long time,
it's
but
like a month.
yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna try to get more videos out, be more consistent. But for sure, we'll try to do each series.
recap.
Um, Me and Jake will get recap the series. With the other two guys, we'll just do more of a all around sports recap. But yeah, I mean Shay, Jake, signing out. Sports Rewind.